Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today we're going to be doing a Vinegar Syndrome unboxing. So we got this giant box. So this was for the subscriber week sale. So every day they had a bunch of they had a bunch of items on sale, and I capitalized on that. They're not as good as the very first subscriber week sale that they had a couple years ago where everything was like $10. But I feel like the prices that they have them at, which is usually about 60% off, are pretty much the cheapest that you typically would be able to get a Vinegar Syndrome item right now. And so let's get into what I picked up. So I'll show you what it looks like right off the bat. I think I mentioned this in every single Vinegar Syndrome video that I do where I get a bunch of stuff from the sale. When they have the stuff on sale, I'll go through, and if I'm at a desktop, I will open up a new page for every item that they have on sale that I don't already own, stuff like that. And I will just kind of scroll through the promotional photos. I'll scroll through the page and read the synopsis about what the movie is about, see who's in it, stuff like that. And that's kind of how I decide whether or not I want to get something, because most of these things are blind buys, so I haven't really seen them, so that's basically judging a book by its cover. So let's get into what I picked up. So I'm not going to open this, but this is like one of the last things I purchased. I figured I might as well while I have free shipping, since I've paid for shipping once. These are slipcover protectors. So I ordered several different ones. I do like VSA. I have all my VSAs protected. My 3-disc box sets, I usually get the slipcover to protect. It would cost way too much money to get a slipcover protector for every single Vinegar Syndrome thing that I got with slipcovers. So I usually get a couple every now and then whenever the sales roll around and I already have paid for shipping. So then it's kind of like an add-on. So I'll pick up a couple here or there. So now, disc-wise, now you can kind of see what all I got. We'll start with this one because this... Oh, actually, we'll start with this. I just heard them fall. These were like $3, I think. So I picked up, these were on sale. They are pins from the last Black Friday sale that they had in 2024. And they are the ones for when Congo came out. So they were like half off. I think they might have been $3 for both of them. So picked those up. Now let's get into the first thing that I got, which was a cinematograph release, and this is Joyride. This is one that I don't know a lot about, but based off of the pictures and the synopsis and everything, I thought it sounded pretty interesting. I believe this is the one about a group of young people that were going to Alaska to pursue the new life of running a salmon fishing business, which, I don't know, that just kind of sounded interesting to me, so picked that one up at, I think this might have been like $20. Then this next one I did pay full price for. I sold my old Scream Factory Blu-ray and got pretty much the entire amount of this, so I was able to purchase this. So this is the 4K of The Dark Half. Now this is a Stephen King release, or a Stephen King movie, by George A. Romero. I have not seen this movie in full. I think I started watching it and then never finished, but I have like a very distinct memory of the guy in this movie getting brain surgery or something like that. That's what the artwork on the disc looks like. He's getting brain surgery or something, and he has like an eyeball and a tooth in his brain. This also comes with a little booklet, which is kind of given Brat Green, which is funny, which I'm kind of not, mine's not quite the hue of Brat Green, but it's pretty cool. So I look forward to actually watching this, since I never got around to watching it while I had the Blu-ray. But, you know, usually the case is you haven't watched it and then they announce a 4K and you're like, well, no, I can't watch it until I get the 4K because I don't want to watch a lesser quality of the film. All right. I believe that was everything kind of off the side. So now let's get into the stuff that's in like the bulk of it. So the first one that we have is a partner label release from Utopia. This is Femme. I've heard really good things about this, and so I definitely wanted to pick this one up. I heard that it was quite a good queer horror film, and I look forward to checking this one out. It's got George McKay. He, I think, is the only person that I know from just name recognition wise. So I look forward to checking this one out. I think George McKay was in that movie called Wolf, where he thought that he was a wolf. And there was like a whole bunch of other people in that movie that thought that they were animals. Somebody was like, oh, I'm a cat. That had Lily Rose Depp in it. She thought she was a cat, and then there was another kid who thought he was a squirrel. Stuff like that. That's what I know him from. But it was a decent movie. So let's get into the next thing that I picked up. This is Guest House Paradiso. Then we have, that's also giving a little bit of Brat Green. Another A Bloody Customer. So I don't know much about this film. This is a Vinegar Syndrome release. And it has Vincent Castile in it, Bill Knightley, Simon Pegg, and it looked kind of interesting. I think it is from 1999, so thought I would pick this one up, kind of see what it was all about. Then we have another one that's interesting with the Brat Green color in these. So this is from the partner label Big World Pictures. This might be the first Big World Pictures release that I have. This is Disco Boy. This, I believe, is another queer film. And this is about a guy who enlists in the Paris Army, and I don't know much about other than that. So thought I'd pick this one up and give it a shot. Now we have our first non-slipcovered release. This was in the, I think, going out of print sale, so it had a little bit of a better discount on it. This is Unmasked Part 25. So I think this is like a parody film from, it's kind of like Friday the 13th type of ripoff. I mean, clearly you've got a pseudo hockey mask on the front, so look forward to checking this one out, see what it's all about. All right, next bundle, we've got some more non-slipcovered releases. I believe these were, no, I think this one was part of the actual sale. So this is, what's this guy's name? Not even going to try to pronounce it. This is the Apocalypse Tetralogy. This is one from, looks like it's the movie, there's 4 movies in this, the tetralogy, or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, 4. There's 4 movies. and they were from 1980 to 1985. This looked like the images for these movies looked really interesting and futuristic, and so that's kind of what prompted me to get them. And I just thought it'd be really interesting to see these. I believe they're Polish. So that's also a region of the globe that I haven't looked at very much cinema from them. So I thought this would help at least give me a little bit of an introduction, at least to 80s Polish cinema. I also picked up Alien from LA. This one just looks kind of interesting. Don't know too much about it. Plus, I think this was also one of the going out of print titles that were really cheap. So I was like, I will risk getting it for the price. We have another release which has a little bit of Brat Green in there as well. They must have been having a brat somewhere over at Vinegar Syndrome and the partner titles. So this is from the partner label Yellow Veil Pictures, and this is She's Allergic to Cats. And so, of course, the name of this film is really interesting. And we've got the same artwork on the disc. And this one just seemed kind of interesting. I haven't... What's it say? It says Michael is a dog groomer living in a rat-infested Hollywood dive with dreams of becoming a bigger creative life. When we first meet him, he's struggling to raise financing for an all-cat remake of Carrie. Okay. That is probably what sold me, because it just sounds absolutely bonkers. And so that's She's Allergic to Cats. Look forward to seeing this one. Also picked up What Doesn't Float. This is a collective release. This one seemed interesting. I believe this is the one that has Larry Fessenden in it. So that is the artwork on here. So this is a conglomeration of 7 different stories of New Yorkers, and kind of, I'm sure that there's some sort of interconnection to these stories. So I thought that seemed kind of interesting. But yeah, this has Larry Fessenden in it. And I'm also reading that it has Pauline Chalamet. I wonder if there's any relation to Timothée. Then the last one that in this little bundle that I picked up is a Bottom Feeders. So this one is a Dark Star Pictures partner label release. And this one was kind of interesting. I didn't really have a ton of interest in this when I first saw it, but then I read about the movie on the website, and it was talking about how this kid is homeless in rural Pennsylvania and is trying to get out of rural Pennsylvania. And that was kind of interesting to me because I am from rural Pennsylvania. I don't live there now, but I have lots of family that still lives in rural Pennsylvania, and we own a bunch of land out in rural Pennsylvania. And so, yeah, I wanted to watch this and see, because I'm not even sure like what part of Pennsylvania it takes place in, but I'm sure that there will be a little bit of relatability in this movie. All right, bundle, I don't know, number 3, I think. So we have our first VSA release that I picked up. This is Mindbenders. Just off the top of my head, don't remember too much about this. It looks like I picked up, or I got number 2,950 out of 4,000. I thought these were typically out of 5,000, but I guess this was This specific one was out of 4,000. So this is what interested me about this, was that it's a group of people who are running a high school radio show in their town, and they implement a new kind of like behavioral modification program, which basically brainwashes people through this radio program. And I thought that sounded kind of interesting, so I wanted to give this a watch. We also have Don't Panic. I believe this is one that was also going out of print, so it had a much steeper discount. So that was kind of the reason why I picked this one up, as well as it looked interesting. I also picked up a Without Name. This one looked pretty interesting and sounded interesting from what I remember. It's about some land surveyor that is checking out a forest, and things go very awry. And so I don't really know too many of the people that are in this, except, and I don't know how to say her name, but she was in Censor and also in Raised by Wolves. So I look forward to checking this one out. This is a Yellow Veil Pictures release. Which, one of the interesting things about Yellow Veil Pictures is, like, on one side of their slipcover, they have the name of the movie. Then on the other side, they have their name, like Yellow Veil Pictures, which, who would put this on their shelf like that? How the heck are you even going to know what that is? All right, the last one in this batch is Tramps. So this is a deck analog movie. This one seemed kind of interesting. It's a film by Kevin Heggie, and so this is a film about the kids in Britain who would become called the New Romantics, who used music, art, fashion, and film to create a revolutionary new London scene. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and definitely look forward to checking out this documentary. Not sure what that is. I guess it's all part of the same image. So pretty cool. On to our next bundle. Looks like we have a bunch of ones that don't have slipcovers. So we have our next VSA release. This is Untold Story 2. So this one looked interesting. I say that a lot because that's why I picked it. It looks like they must not have sold a ton of these if they're going in order, I guess. So this was out of 5,000, and I got 1,479. Another reason why I picked this up was that I am getting more into foreign films. So this is a Hong Kong film, and so I haven't watched many films from Hong Kong, so I wanted to pick this one up, give it a watch. I like go through phases where I'm like really into foreign films, and then I am not. You have to like really be in the mood to want to watch a movie with subtitles. So the next one I picked up was one that was going out of print, and this is called Shallow Grave. I think this might be an upgrade from my collection from VHS. I think I have a VHS of this that is like a promo copy, and it's mixed with another movie. So I look forward to checking this one out in full HD quality. I also picked up Blades. This one sounded kind of interesting. It was on deep discount, so that's why I picked this one up. This is basically a parody of like Jaws, but with like lawnmowers. So I was like, we'll see if it's any good. But for the price, I was like, I'll risk it. And then the last one in this was also one of the going out of print titles. So this is Silent Madness in 3D. And so I do have a 3D projector. So I got that during the pandemic. So I can watch this in full like digital 3D. It does also come with glasses. You can kind of see right there the top of the 3D glasses. So you could also watch the analog 3D. But those usually give me a headache with the red and blue. So when I watch movies, I typically watch them on my 3D projector. And I try to get most 3D movies so I have options to watch when I watch them. So the next one I picked up, I think was also one of these going out of print ones. This is Grave Robbers. So it's nice that they're going out of print, and I was still able to get a couple of these with slipcovers. I mean, don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely might have got this. So this one looked kind of interesting, and I definitely wanted to check this out. I believe this is also a foreign film, but I don't know what year or what. Looks like this is from Mexico. So that's pretty cool. So look forward to checking this one out. I feel like I don't watch a lot of Mexican films. I feel like when I watch a film in Spanish, it is from like Spain. Also picked up Cemetery of Terror. So that is pretty cool. I think this might have also been going out of print, maybe. So I was happy to have gotten that with a pretty good discount. It looks like it's the exact same director. So this is also from Mexico. So that'll be a good watch. Now we're down to the final two, so we'll do this one first. So this is another VSA release, and this is Dial D for Demons. This is another one that I think is from Hong Kong, or out of Hong Kong. I'm not seeing yes, it does look like it's from Hong Kong, so that was one of the reasons why I ended up picking this one up. Plus, it looked interesting to me. And so this one was out of 4,000, and I got 2,027. So just above half. And so I'm curious if they parse them out as they go, based off a number, or they're just like randomly parsed out. Ooh, this one sounds like it's floating, but we'll see. So this is, I don't know technically what type of release this is called. It's a little different than like a normal release, but this is Witch Story. And this is one of those ones that have like the harder outer cover, and then it's got the slipcover on the inside. And then you got your disc. And I think this is a 4K. This was a pretty decent price as well, and I thought that it looked kind of interesting, so I decided to pick this one up. It does sound like it's floating, but usually when it's like a Blu-ray or a 4K, they're pretty decent with not having scratches and stuff like that. So that is it for this Vinegar Syndrome Subscriber Week Summer 2025 haul. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of what I picked up, if there's any that you would recommend that I check out, and let me know what you picked up from the Vinegar Syndrome sale. And remember, if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to be, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Bye.